Okay, here's something that will change your relationships amazingly. You pick the thing that bothers you the most about your partner, and then make it your spiritual practice to give it the most love and approval you can.
It's something they never or they always.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing that bothers you the most. They never blah,
you
blah,
never
blah,
want
blah.
to have sex.
They always blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
Right. I love how you're like, you only want to have sex when it's true for you. Right?
It's never enough for me.
But can you feel the part of you that could actually love that in a man? Okay, well then that's your spiritual practice.
Yes.
Yeah, because the reason you can't is because of your selfishness. Yeah, and not just you, like this is the chronic, we were talking about this, right?
Yeah.
Everything that we learned about relationships comes from the puritanical, patriarchal history that we're all pretty much a part of. I don't think there's a lot of us that aren't a part of that history. Right? And in that, security and ownership were the values. Right?
And power.
And power, right? And so part of what we're faced with in terms of reclaiming, let's say, the kind of relationship paradigm that we want is to let go of the need for security, to let go of the need for ownership, like, right? And to work with it in a paradox, because it's a paradox. Because yeah, I want to own my partner. She wants me to own her in a certain way, and yet we're also doing that while releasing the need for it. And so part of what we're really coming up against is not just our literally a millennia plus of puritanical and patriarchal values that inform our entire relationship culture, even marriage, secure, all those things. And that stuff is in our bodies. And I'm not saying, it's not that there's necessarily anything wrong with it, but again, if we're unconscious of it, it runs us.
It either runs us in the falling into the trap of it or falling into the trap of unconscious rejection of it. Both of those are trapped positions. And so it's important actually to be willing to recognize in what way you are part of that culture and you have been influenced, because that's the only place that any kind of true sovereignty within it comes from. Otherwise, it's either like just taking it, this is just the way it is, or like, I am totally not that, and I will never be that, and I will never, they're equally trapped responses.
Yeah. So for you, what I really want you to work with this weekend is what can you, because your original question about how do I give the experience of being wanted when I'm not feeling wanted. That is some deep-ass spiritual work right there. Mm-hmm. That is not easy. We're sitting here making it sound easy. It's not. It's really hard. It's really hard for any human being to be able to do that. When I don't feel wanted, how can I give the experience of being wanted? Right? For a masculine being, the experience of being wanted is often around being honored. Being honored for what we do in the world, being honored for the purpose we live. It's less about, oftentimes it's less about the sexual piece, though sometimes, and it's about who we are as men. And so honoring a man is a way of choosing him, of wanting him, right? And other men may have different experience of that. I don't know if this lands for you guys, but this is kind of how I experience being truly. When I feel like I'm being truly seen and honored for what I give in the world and how hard I work and what I'm trying to do in the world, I feel fully chosen. Even if that, especially, and actually the woman I'm seeing now is really good at this. Like, I love, I'm not very available for relating. And when I am, I'm pretty fucking tired because I work pretty hard, right? I love how on your purpose you are. Right? When I know that there's a big part of her that's like hates how much I have to work.
I want more of your attention than your purpose.
Yeah. And so she started working with this, and it's like I love how on purpose you are, and she'll kind of play with it and make art with it, and it really, I can feel where it just went from something she said to me to something that she actually really feels. And something that's relaxed in her heart. And so picking the thing that really bothers you about your partner and then literally finding out what you'd have to do to make it, to honor it and love it and not need to change it, that is really, I mean, that's that Gandhi quote in action.
And part of what it is this arc that we would talk about and we'll go into a lot more this weekend, but that around creating sacred intimacy is actually releasing the selfishness from it. Because it's possible that in those moments, I mean, ultimately, often what that does is totally transform a relationship so that you do actually get the thing you want. But you have to let go of that part. It's like, oh, I might end up releasing this person to the world, but the world and I and they and everything's going to be better for it.